morning. My name is Nguyễn Hồng Hạnh, and I am a lecturer from the Faculty of International Business. The module I'm teaching is International Payments. This module consists of 3 parts. Part 1 is an overview of international payments. Part 2 is about the instruments of international payments. And Part 3 is about the methods of international payments. It is my honor to be here today to deliver to you a lecture on collection, one payment method used in international trade. To get the best of this lecture, please allow me to set myself in the context of a class with students. Thank you. Now I will begin my lecture. Okay. Hello class. So in the previous lecture, we studied different methods of payment. Okay, so can any one of you tell me what they are? Okay. You please. Good. Okay, you mentioned cash in advance or CIA. Please tell us a bit about this payment method. What is it? Excellent, thank you. Okay, cash in advance or CIA is a payment method in which the seller receives payment from the buyer before shipping the goods to the buyer. Okay. But this is not the only payment method we studied in the last lecture, right? What is another method of payment? You please? Yes, open account, thank you. But what is open account? Excellent, thank you. Open account is a payment method in which the goods are shipped to the buyer before payment is due. And often payment is due on terms negotiated with the seller in advance. The term is often about 30 to 90 days after shipment. Okay? But we still got another method of payment we studied in the previous lecture. What is it? Remittance. Thank you. What is remittance? You please. Please tell us, what is remittance? Correct, thank you. Remittance is a payment method in which the buyer, after examining the goods or examining the documents sent by the seller, he instructs his bank to transfer funds from his account to the seller's account at the seller's bank. Okay? Okay, so these are the 3 methods of payment that we studied in the previous lecture. Due to time limit here, we only mention the name and their definitions. Okay? And today we move on to another method of payment. It is collection. Okay. In this lecture, we will study first the definition of collection, and second, the parties to a transaction of collection, and third, the different types of collection. Now, what is collection? Okay. I guess to many of you, collection may mean a range of new clothes produced by a fashion house, or a group of accumulated items of a particular type, for example, coins or stamps. But please remember, we are attending the International Payments course, and collection here is a payment method. So as a payment method, then how is collection defined? Let's find out. Okay? Please spend some time reading the definition. Okay. Are you finished? So have you finished with reading the definition? Okay, so I can see that this is a long definition, and this definition to many of you may be at the moment difficult to understand. Okay? So in order to make it easier for you to understand, I will provide you with a simplified definition of collection. Okay? And basically, this simplified definition, you can understand collection as a payment method in which the exporter, after shipping the goods to the importer, or after delivering services to the importer, the exporter asks banks acting on his behalf to collect payment from the importer. Are you okay with this now? Okay? Okay, if you are okay with this simplified definition of collection, then we have several issues to clarify in this lecture. The first issue. Okay, so you see that banks, they act on behalf of the exporter to collect payment from the importer. So in case banks fail to collect payment from the importer, should banks be responsible for paying exporter? It is the first issue. The second issue is, what are the risks faced by parties involved in the collection transaction? And the third issue, under which circumstances should collection be selected by parties as the payment method in their transactions? In order to clarify or tackle all these issues, we will look at different types of collection. So, how many types of collection are there? There are two types of collection: clean collection and documentary collection. First, we will look at clean collection. In this part, we will look at the definition of clean collection. Then we examine a typical clean collection process before we address some discussion questions. These discussion questions are designed for you to better understand this type of clean collection. First, the definition of clean collection. Please spend some time reading the definition. Okay. Clean collection means the collection of financial documents not accompanied by commercial documents. Okay? One question for you. What are financial documents and what are commercial documents? Okay. These terms, financial documents or commercial documents, we have studied in previous part 1 and part 2. So by this lecture, you are expected to have mastered all the definitions of these terminologies, and I will give you 30 seconds to remind yourself. Okay, thumbs up. What are financial documents? You please. Okay, good. Okay, my question is, what are the financial documents? And your answer is, they are documents such as bill of exchange, correct? Promissory note, correct? And check, correct? Okay, so basically your answer is correct. And the full definition is, financial documents consist of check, bill of exchange, promissory note, and or other similar instruments issued to obtain payment. Okay, good. How about commercial documents? Can you please list some types of commercial documents? Okay, invoice, correct. Packing list, okay. Certificate of origin, good. Insurance documents, good. Transport documents, okay, good. Can you please list some of the transport documents that you know, that you have learned, Okay, bill of lading, good. Airway bill, good. Roadway bill, excellent, thank you. Okay. Okay, now we have reviewed the definition of financial documents and commercial documents. Please come back to the definition and please pay attention to the underlined. What can be implied from this definition? Okay, is this statement true or false? Only financial documents are used in clean collection. Is it true or false? It's true, right? It's true. Only financial documents are used in clean collection. Or in other words, clean collection only deals with financial documents. And for your information, it is the bill of exchange that is used as financial document in clean collection. What is bill of exchange? What is bill of exchange? We studied about this instrument payment in part 2. You please? Excellent, thank you. Bill of exchange is a written order. Okay? It is a written order binding one party to pay a fixed sum of money to another party outside or on a predetermined future date, Okay? Now you all remember the definition? So, what does it mean by assigned? Assigned means that the bill of exchange is payable as soon as it is presented, right? Okay. So, from this definition, you can understand that clean collection means the collection of the bill of exchange, not accompanied by commercial documents. Okay? Are you okay with the definition now? Right. Now we move to typical clean collection process. But before we go into detail of this part, what are the parties participating in the collection transaction? Last week I gave you a homework, and this homework requires you to read and find out about the parties participating in the typical collection process. Now, please share with us your findings. Anyone? Yes, please. So the first party is the exporter. Good. What is the typical name of the exporter when the exporter involved in a collection transaction? Do you know? Principal. Excellent. Please tell us a bit about this party. What do you know about this party? Good. The principal, the exporter, is basically the beneficiary of the collection amount. Okay? Next party, please. Importer or the drawee. Thank you. Yes, and what do you know about this party? Correct. The importer or the drawee is the person who is responsible for payment, for paying the collection amount. Correct. And remitting back. Thank you. What is remitted back? Excellent. Okay. The remitting bank is the exporter's bank. Its main duty is to transfer documents and the collection instruction entrusted by the exporter. Okay, you mentioned collection instruction. What is it? What is the collection instruction? Please. Excellent. Collection instruction is written by the exporter, and it consists of instructions that banks have to follow and act upon. Okay? Okay, good. And also, instruction provides information, consistent information, such as the details of different parties involved in the collection transactions. For example, full name, postal address, telephone number, fax number. Also information such as the amount or the currency to be collected, charges to be collected, instructions in case of non-payment or non-acceptance or non-compliance terms and conditions. Okay? Okay, excellent, excellent. Okay. Any other parties? Collecting banks, thank you. What is the collecting bank? Good. Collecting bank is often the importer's bank. And the collecting bank is usually an agent or a branch of the remitting bank in the importer's country. Its main duty is to handle documents and to obtain payment from the importer. Okay? Are they all the parties that we have in the collection transaction? No? Yes, we still have presenting bank. What is the presenting bank? Excellent. Presenting bank is the bank that makes presentation of the documents to the importer. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so our friend just lists 5 parties here. Okay. In practice, sometimes you have 4 parties participating in a collection transaction, but sometimes you have 5 parties participating in a collection transaction. So, can anyone explain to me in which case we will have 4 and in which case we will have 5 parties in a collection transaction? Anyone? Okay, I'll give this chance to you. You please. Well, basically you've got the idea. Thank you. Good. Okay. Our friend just said the difference, the reason behind, lies within the relationship between the importer and the collecting bank. How? Okay. If the importer opens an account at the collecting bank, then in this case, the collecting bank will play the role of presenting bank as well. And in this case, we have only 4 parties. But if the importer does not open an account at the collecting bank, then we need a presenting bank. Okay? Documents, collection instructions would then be forwarded from the collecting bank to the presenting bank. And this presenting bank, which is the bank that serves the importer, or in other words, the importer's bank, will make the presentation of these documents to the importer. And in this case, we have 5 parties. Okay, are you clear now? Okay. Thank you. Thank you all. And it shows that it seems that many of you have prepared the homework. Thank you very much. will go into detail of a typical clean collection process. And in this process that we are going to look at, I assume that the importer opened his account at the collecting bank. So how many parties do we have in this typical clean collection process? 4, right? We have only 4 parties. Now, let's go into detail. In step number 1, the exporter and the importer, they signed an agreement with each other. And in this agreement, they stipulate that they will use clean collection as the payment method. In step number 2, the exporter ships the goods and sends the commercial documents directly to the importer. In step number 3, the exporter issues a bill of exchange and entrusts the bill of exchange together with the collection instruction with the remitting bank. Okay, one question for you. By step number 3, where are the documents? Where are the documents? You please. Okay, thank you. My question is, where are the documents? Your answer is, the commercial documents are in the hand of the importer. Your answer is correct, but not complete yet. You only mentioned commercial documents. How about financial documents? Or bill of exchange in this case, to be specific. Where is the bill of exchange? Correct, it is in the hand of the remitting bank. Okay? So, by step number 3, the 2 types of documents, commercial documents and the financial documents, they are in the hands of different parties. Commercial documents are now in the hand of the importer, but the financial document or bill of exchange in this case is now in the hand of remitting bank. Okay? Please remember, they are now in the hands of separate parties. Step number 4, the remitting bank forwards all the documents, including the collection instruction, to the collecting bank. In step number 5, the collecting bank advises all the documents to the importer. In step number 6, the importer will clear payment, which means that he will either pay the bill of exchange or accept the bill of exchange. But whether he pays or accepts the bill of exchange, it will depend on what? Correct? It depends on the types of bill of exchange issued in step number 3. Okay, now let's go back to step number 3. Issue is step number 3. How many? 2, right? The first time is a signed bill of exchange, correct? And we have revised the definition, right? A signed bill of exchange is the bill of exchange that is payable as soon as it is presented. And with a signed bill of exchange in step number 6, the importer will pay, correct? Okay? do the banks do? Transfer the payment of the funds with the money back to the exporter. Okay, so what is the other type of bill of exchange that the exporter can issue? Time bill of exchange, correct? What is time bill of exchange? What is a time bill of exchange? You please tell us, what is a time bill of exchange? Excellent. A time bill of exchange is the bill of exchange that is payable on a predetermined future date, or its maturity date is in the future. Okay, great, excellent. Now, for a time bill of exchange, the importer will accept the bill of exchange. Okay. What is a bill of exchange acceptance? What does it mean? What does it mean when the importer accepts a bill of exchange? Okay. When the importer accepts a bill of exchange, it means that he agrees to pay the amount stipulated in the bill of exchange on its maturity date. Okay? Okay. Still, one more question. You know that there are several ways for the importer to accept a bill of exchange. Please name one way that we studied in part 2 when we studied the bill of exchange. Please name one way that the importer can use to accept a bill of exchange. Only one way. I know there are several ways. Okay. Yes, please. Good, excellent, thank you. Okay. Now look at the board. This is the time bill of exchange, and its maturity date is 30 days after sight. Okay, after it is presented. Now, our friend just said one way for the importer to accept this bill of exchange is to stamp on his face on the front side of the bill of exchange the word acceptance or acceptance with his name, okay, and then he signs his name with it. Now, let's see. Okay, first he will stamp the word accepted or acceptance on the face of the bill of exchange. Then sign his name. Okay. Then he will write his name on the face of the bill of exchange. Okay? Okay. I know that. Please remember that there are several ways for the importer to accept a bill of exchange. Yes, but due to time limit, here we only mention one way. Okay, now back to the process. Then in step number 7 and 8, after the importer has accepted the bill of exchange, the banks will transfer the evidence of bill of exchange acceptance. Okay, so that's basically ends the process of a typical clean collection. Do you have any questions?